not panic when I do this. Last walk with Duke. She's got her hooves hooked over top of the branches. I will be prepared for them because I also have exciting news. And it is okay, a bit of an addition to my plans here is to vaccinate all the new ones. So all the new ones that I got end of July, they haven't been vaccinated yet with Tasvax. So I'm going to do that, and then they will just follow our vaccine schedule for the rest of them once that time comes. Come here, up you go. Oh, you're so big. First things first, I split some of these copper boluses, and I have now 2-gram copper boluses for the babies. So she has a bit of a balding nose here, and so we're just going to give her one of these. This is way harder to do it in here. Way harder. Good girl. And then I'm just going to give her a little bit of a vitamin and enzyme paste. Goodness sakes, huh? Goodness sakes. Yummy stuff. And then I don't have any 6 milliliter syringes, but I will use my 12 milliliter for a 4 milliliter dose. Ridiculous. I'm sure it'll be fine. For the baby. Good girl.
Mom?
Yeah.
She's a good girl. She wouldn't even like wiggling.
Yeah. Oh, she's just in there chewing her cud. That's a good girl.
Yes,
Good. Alright, so that's it for her. She was hoof trimmed last week. That's why I'm doing all the new goats so that my vaccine can go back in the fridge when I'm all done. It's much easier, I find, to do it this way. Easy. Girl. Yeah, I know. Just a little bit though. Not that much. See if I can get her to not panic when I do this.
No.
Good girl. Good job. Just a little bit of this. Little bit of that.
Touch the lid, that's what the
Oh, shoot.
Mm.
So brave. It's ouchie. Rosie just climbed up there and put her head in. All by yourself. You're so good. Come on, Rosie.
I see her.
You see her in the camera?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, you're such a good girl. Yeah, swallow it. Good girl. Good girl. Yeah, I know.
You're very good.
She is so nice. I love, love, love her.
Me too,
So
I love her
nice.
too.
We gotta be best friends. Gotta be best friends. Good girl, you're gorgeous. Our stinky boy's having a snooze. A snooze-a-rooney. Yep. Little bit of juice. Good job. Okay, you hold that again?
Yeah.
Thank you. I'm gonna turn you around. You okay.
And he's big
I
already.
know, he's a big boy.
Yeah.
Okay, the vaccine made it back in the fridge? Perfect. Alrighty, stinky boys. Be healthy. Yes. And my pasture girls, you guys all need your hooves trimmed. Come on, Echo. And I'll give you some copper and some vitamins, and it'd be so yummy.
I got copper.
I'm gonna put you up on the stand though. You climb up here? Come on, climb up here. Oh, such a smart girl. Come on, come on, come on. Echo, come on. Come on, Echo. Jump, jump, jump. Come on. You can do it. 22 minutes for that hyperlapse video. That's how long that whole thing took me. I'm squishing through. We're done. I just need to give Rose her copper and like vitamin paste. Then everybody is done. Everybody has been trimmed. Everybody has been either vaccinated, copper bolus, or whatever they need, and everybody got vitamin paste. So hopefully we have a bunch of healthy girls. You hold it and point it at Mommy. You keep your fingers out of the way. Good job. Okay, Mommy's gonna give. Oh, hey. Sage. Being a pesky. Everybody's done. Hey, we got Rosie. We've got Daisy, Leprechaun or Lucky, Girly, Sage, my Wildie that hates me, Oakley, Mango over there, and then we have Echo, which is like Rosie's twin. They're not actually related, but Lady, Arwen, Rose, Willow, and that's everybody. Sweet deal. Last walk with Duke. Bye, buddy. I'm definitely sick and tired of selling horses, but with another year of extremely expensive feed and just realistic things that have happened this summer of, you know, realizing my own time constraints and even just need for more experience, we have decided that we can't give Duke the time and experience that he needs. And being that he's already 13-ish years old, we would prefer to invest that time into horses that are younger, that actually have potentially a lot more life left ahead of them, rather than spending a ton of time trying to essentially teach an old dog new tricks. And he has developed some really poor habits from previous owners, and we don't know yet even to the extent of what has been done with him. I've put a decent amount of time into him as far as trying to find and fix the holes in his training, but it has become more and more apparent that fixing those holes is going to take a lot more expertise than potentially that I have. And so we have decided to sell him, and even though that leaves us with a feeling of heaviness, we know that he's going to a place that is going to give him the training that he needs, and they have the expertise to be able to give him a job. They have cows. Duke absolutely loves cows, and he has the chance to be a part of a nice big herd, and I do believe that it's what he needs, to have the people that know how to further his training at this point. And yes, there would have been other options for us to be able to send him to a trainer or pay somebody else to train him. Just for where we are at right now, and with the amount that we spend on feed bills every fall, we are looking to cut that back just because of how astronomically expensive feed is. And obviously horses are some of the biggest hay burners out there, and so we want to make sure that each horse here has a purpose, and the biggest thing is that they are taken care of. So whether or not he's being taken care of by us or somebody else, we want his best interests in mind. And so we've decided to let him go, and this will be our goodbye to Duke. This is going to be the end of his journey with us, and he's going to move on to a journey with somebody else. The people that purchased Duke were incredibly gracious. When they came to view him and try him out, he actually freaked out and bucked the lady off. And in my history of owning Duke, I have not personally ever had him buck, and so that was quite a shock to me, but also in some ways a confirmation that he needs more than we can give him right now. And so as the trailer pulls up the driveway, I hope that you guys understand this decision. It's never an easy one to sell a horse, but we love you, Duke, and we wish you all of the best. There he goes. Hey everybody, it is Tuesday morning. I've already been to town and back. It is like 10:30, and the goats are running pretty low on their bale of feed, which is crazy. Just they're eating more than I had anticipated. So I'm gonna load them all up, not all of them, almost all of them up, and haul them back to my parents' pasture. And we might have to do 2 trips because I don't really want to cram them too tight in there or have them bully each other. However, it's only like a 10-minute drive, so if they're a little bit cramped for 10 minutes, it's not the end of the world. So that's what we're going to do right now. We're going to load up the crate, and then we're going to put a few into the truck. That was rough. Probably won't show that. What? What in the world? Why did Willow not just be there? Okay, they'll be squishy in there for a little bit. 2 adults and 3 babies. But like I said, we're not going very far. We made it, hey? Everybody's looking good? Perfect. Hey, Rose, you gotta figure out how to get up here. There's an echo. Come here, Rose. Hold on, you're stuck. Let's get you guys put in. Away from the gate, honey. What? Away from the gate. I could probably just lay this down. There you go. Okay, stay in here. No, no. Yeah. Go on. Did. No, 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 no. In. Psst, psst. Go find some grub. Go find some grub. Oh yeah. Oh look, it's your girlfriends. No, honey, stay out of the way in case they fight. Back to their favorite job. Eating all the leaves and twigs.
Hold it. Hold it.
You're gonna hold the branch?
Yeah.
Okay. Their ability to stand almost upright never ceases to amaze me. She's got her hooves hooked over top of the branches, and she's trying to pull the tree down so she can reach the leaves. Look at that. And she just hops down. Craziness. The 4 big ones decided that they would come and find us. Oh, here comes the babies! So cute. Crazy girls. Okay, I'll see you later. See you in like 2 days. You're fine. Don't mind the kiddo crying here, but our goats are on one side of the house and the horses are on the other side. I did see Ladybug. She tends to hang off by herself. Oh, is that her over there? Yeah, she's over on the far side of the fence. There you go. My parents are very gracious to let us bring animals to their place. None of my siblings have horses or goats or any of that sort of thing. And so I'm really the only kid that utilizes their property. And if you own property, you will know that if like farm type of land or pasture type of land, unless you maintain it as such, it will quickly become overtaken with saplings and trees, and eventually there's just no more pasture anymore and it becomes a forest. And so, or overtaken with weeds. So it's fenced and everything now, a good chunk of their property. And so we just kind of have an arrangement where we rotate the horses through and they keep their pasture in check, and we try to do most of like the fence maintenance or help put up new fence like this summer with goat fencing. And yeah, in turn, the goats are working for my parents because they're keeping the saplings mowed down, and they've done a really good job of that so far this summer. It looks quite a bit better than it did before, but it's quite a big chunk of property back there. It's almost 3 acres, I think, and it was loaded with little saplings and big saplings, stuff that had overgrown over the past 2 years. And so he's really, really thankful and happy to have those goats in there doing the job that otherwise he would have to pay somebody to do. And so they're kind of keeping all the overgrowth in check. And so that's kind of our symbiotic relationship there. Not to be mistaken for a parasitic kid that is just abusing her parents for their beautiful pasture and space for animals. Oh, yuck! No, stop it. Gross. Ew. 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 Get a fish down.
Yeah, I think he looks pretty good to me, but I don't know.
Hello friends again. It's Sunday evening. I have not been picking up the camera very often. Just been focusing on a lot of other things. My mother-in-law is working on moving. It's a massive job moving her from a large house and a large shop to a small house and a small garage with like over 20 years worth of accumulated belongings. And so it's been a massive job. We're nearing the finish line, but that has taken up a lot of weekends. And we're happy to do it and happy to help her in that way, but it's just been a lot. And then I've just had some health stuff going on personally that I'm still trying to find the answers to. And so we're also kind of hopefully getting places with that, but I don't know. I'm starting to feel a little bit better, so obviously something that I'm doing is helping at the moment. And the animals are pretty much self-sufficient, aside from the obvious of forking them some hay, checking on their water, and watching for heat cycles. Because even though I said that I wasn't going to, and that I had planned to kid mid-March, because it made more sense for having kids ready to go around Easter time, well, I kind of forwent that idea. Does that even make sense? I don't think so. I decided to kibosh that idea when 2 does cycled in the same day, and I was like, you know what, let's just breed them. And so that equaled 3 out of the 5 mature does that were bred. Because I'm like, well, what if they don't catch their first cycle? I'm using a fresh buck, and I'm like, well, what if they don't catch their first cycle? Then their next cycle will be more on par for beginning of March anyways, right? But knowing my luck, they will probably catch the first cycle, which is a good thing. That's fine. I will be prepared for them, because I also have exciting news. And it is this glorious thing right here. So my in-laws, so my husband's dad had this shed, and they built a shop this summer for his grandparents, and they no longer needed the shed to store things in. And he said, hey Amanda, do you want a shed? And I said, yes please. So we basically arranged to haul it, paid the hauling fees, and we now have this glorious 10 by 20 shed. Let me show it to you. Look at this gloriousness. It's so big and beautiful. And it's super echoey in there. But it's just the bare bones of plywood and 2x4s. It's not insulated. Neither is the floor. I don't even know if this is treated plywood on the bottom. That is something I will have to figure out. And then we do have some daylight through there, so it's not fully sealed. So that is this glorious building. That is also just screen for airflow, so it's not actually, again, enclosed all the way. It would be pretty chilly in February, but I think that we could really easily use this for a whole lot of things. This is probably not where it's going to sit. This is just where, like when we hauled it, it was a quick place to just dump it for now. And so this is where she rests at the moment. We have talked about putting it behind the barn here and the little run on the other side. But I kind of like the convenience of having it so close. But my husband does not. He thinks it's an eyesore. So we may have to go back and forth and debate a little bit on that one. These are the girlies that are left here at home. So Sage was the one that was not feeling well the day that we brought her home, and I'm certain that she just got head-butted in the chest or the neck and had like kind of her breath knocked out of her. I can't think of anything else because she has been completely fine after that. It was like a couple hours, a little blip, and then she was fine. And then 3 days she went into a roaring heat, and so she was bred to Denny. And that has left then Girly.
What's wrong with her mouth?
A mouth? I don't know what's wrong with her mouth. And then we've got Daisy. So the mature girls that are left here are Daisy, Sage, and Girly. And then the kids are Leprechaun, my La Mancha. No, we do not crop their ears. They are just little elf or gopher-like ears. They're born like that. And then we've got Rosie, Oakley, and Mango. So these are the ones that I kept home. The rest went back to pasture, as in a recent clip. I think I'll just include it all in the same video. Hi, little girl. Hi, Mango. And I also did a bunch of weights on my 2025 babies as well, just because I wanted to see how they're growing. Some of them are doing really well. Rosie is my biggest, and she was the last one born of the year. So it totally goes to say that different management styles, different genetics can play massively into how quickly they grow. Oakley, I have been in conversation with the breeder. We did purchase her kind of as like a, we'll see what happens. But she's just not growing well. She's about 32 pounds and she is a solid like 8 pounds smaller and significantly shorter than anybody else. And she was born 2 months before Mango. I think Mango was 40 pounds. I'd have to look back. Regardless, Oakley is not growing that well. So we're going to see, I guess, just what happens there. Just around back here, we've got the little run that goes into the barn. And I have chosen to put the 2 bucklings in here, Henry and Ken. Hey, Henry. Oh, Henry. Oh, dear Ken. Nibble, nibble. Let's see if we can find you some yummy grass. The reason for that is because I've tried to introduce them to does in heat, and they won't even sniff. They're not even interested, and I don't know what else to do, and so I figured if I would put them right next to the fence with the does, that maybe they would start getting interested. So they have their own hay net back here. Oop. And then they've got a little plate of mineral that they're demolishing. And of course a bucket of water. And these guys yell and scream because they're naughty. And they seem to want attention all the time. Regardless, that's why I put them back here. Was to hope and pray that they would somehow get their pea-sized Nubian brains in the game and be willing to sire some babies for me this year. So Daisy was actually bred the other day because she went into heat, and I was like, you know what, let's just do this and get breeding season, kind of a tight-knit group if we can. And Denny was happy to oblige. And so Sage and Willow, she's at my parents' place, will be a week before Daisy over there. And then I'm hoping the deer sweet moon-spotted girly over there finally goes into heat soon. But I would really, really, really like to breed her to Henry because I think he has a lot to offer in terms of top line improvement and rump improvement for deer girly over here. But if he can't get his head in the game, I'm not, like, I can breed her to Denny, sure, and he has a great top line, great mammary system behind him, but that means then all 5 of my mature does are bred to the same buck. I have chosen not to use Grant. I was tempted to throw him at Daisy, but I just don't think that he has what I want in my herd. Yes, he has a strong udder behind him on his dam side, but he does not have the top line that I want. He does not have the Nubian character that I want, and he does not have the rump strength or rear leg angulation that I want either. So I've chosen to let him sit. He is actually going to go to a friend's place for about a month, and after that, either he will be sold because now he won't be part of like my clean and tested program. I have chosen to either offer him at a discounted price for somebody else to purchase after he's done his rental agreement, or ultimately he's going to go to the butcher. And I have had him listed for sale since April of this spring, and there just really is not interest in him. And so that tells me that potentially the genetics that he has, they're just not overly sought after. So why would I continue to utilize a buck like that when he just is not bringing the improvements that I want in my herd? You have to make hard decisions like that when you are breeding for quality and certain characteristics in your herd. And so you have to make harsh decisions, and that is just the way it goes. On her hay terms, this is my goat stack right here. I am down to 11 bales, 3, 6, 9, 10, 11. Yeah, 11 bales. I stopped letting the goats free range because they were just tackling the hay and not going and eating the browse and the leaves. So we decided to just quit that. And then this whole stack here is for the horses. And then we have 7. Yeah, you're gonna run some more? We're gonna have 7 more bales coming for the goats from our neighbor's place. So that would bring our goat numbers up to 11 plus 7, 18 bales. And then another farmer friend of ours said that he has some really, really hot alfalfa second cut hay, which is like a dairy goat farmer's dream to get a hold of. So it's too hot or too rich of feed for his cows. And so I think we're gonna try to get 3 or 4 bales of that as well, so that we're not shorting ourselves, and to hopefully make the girls produce a lot of milk is kind of the plan, and for them to be in good shape as well. So I'm stoked, I'm excited to have the opportunity, having so far 2 second cut bales coming to our farm this year, because last year it was just a scramble just to try and get hay in our yard. We didn't even have hay in our yard yet at this time last year, and we were stressed out because the farmer kept giving us a runaround. You're doing so good. Yeah, you are. Where's Summer at, huh? We gotta go find some Summer. Like a split second. Alright, Stan was the man and knocked down a bunch of dead trees. Hey man, you're stealing their lunch?
Yeah. Okay, come on then.
All right, some more to clean up yet from trees that have been knocked down, but we've got a great start. We do need to take down these big bam trees, but as you can see, they're quite enormous. And we'll need to take down the fence in order to fall them out that way, just because the way that the goats have dug up the roots and whatnot, the goats love to bed right in here, and over the course of a few years they've dug it down and exposed all these roots, and I think that they're starting to kill these trees. This tree here was already half dead beforehand, as was this tree. It's got a little live shoot, like tree trunk coming out the side, but the rest of it is pretty much dead. And they're just not great trees to have in here. They can be quite dangerous when they're half dead, just because they can rot from the inside, and then yeah, it's just, anyways, Stan would be a better one to explain all that. I do like having trees in here like this one on the far end. We're probably going to end up having to take it down anyways, but I like how it provides shade in the summertime. But I can't take the risk of having trees falling and damaging structures or killing goats, and so there's just, yeah, some changes that have to be made. And obviously they can have shade in different ways, like with shelters. Hey you! Oh Clee, you're so sweet. Getting your nice winter hair. The girls are digging through the shelter there right now, but we've got to dig down the floor a little bit, or like the dirt, the manure that's built up, and then put in a level floor, and then that way I can actually scrape it clean throughout the year, and so it doesn't build up quite so much over the winter time. That's the idea. I honestly, it's just one of those areas that is really a struggle to figure out. So obviously when it gets cold, all that bedding freezes. Oh, now all the goats are getting in there. Hey! Shh! Anyways, shelters have to be improved, make them a lot more winterized. The tricky thing with shelters is you need a balance of circulation and airflow, but also enclosed enough that their body heat can keep it warm. And so this one, it has too much circulation, and so like too many gaps in the slats, and so we've got to rethink that whole thing. I would really like to just pull the whole thing out and build something new, but I don't think that's going to happen. We'll see. Plywood is incredibly expensive, and so that's not really the best of ideas either. We've got this nice big 10 by 20 gray shed now, but I don't necessarily want to turn that whole thing into a goat shelter either, because I have, like, we have 1,000,001 different things that we could use that for, and the goats need that, don't need that fancy of a shelter year round. And so when you're trying to do a lot with a little bit of space, Mango, that's not a good idea. Don't be dumb. When you're trying to do a lot with a little bit of space, you have to be very mindful of how you use said space. But whatever, humble beginnings are great. And to the people that think that I should save up $1 million and build a dream farm before ever bringing animals home, that's not real life. So we just sometimes have to make do with our random ideas and scrap lumber at times. And that doesn't mean that they're not cared for. They have this beautiful, beautiful feed. They've got high quality mineral. They will have adequate shelter. It just may not look like a pink princess palace, and that is okay.